Alright lads and lasses, welcome along to another Tuppence Tuesday, yeah? I've been sitting here racking my brain trying to work out the right way to explain all this. And I felt like I didn't do a great job last week, so I thought, well, I probably need to explain a bit more this week. Hopefully it'll all kind of make sense. He's going, well, I'm not sure if I agree, but I can kind of see where he's coming from. He's not a complete bomb potter out like that. It's always important to understand these things, isn't it? So really, I'm kind of going to ask for your forgiveness. Let's get down to it, yeah? So, analytics, what's the point of it, eh? Because that's kind of what we're doing, isn't it? We're here, we want to make some sense of Power BI, get some wisdom, get some knowledge into our business. We've got these pyramids that are starting to appear, and yet wherever you go, someone's going to say, oh, this is your data analytics pyramid. This will show you exactly how you want to go about these things. Very important to do it this way. And honestly, as I said last week, I've been working in this field for near 20 years, and honestly, it's a load of rubbish, man. You didn't need to think about it. Didn't waste your life, because the most important thing, the real thing, and honestly, it's not just me being jaded with the amount of years I've done this, doesn't take into account the human factor. Hi, and by the human factor, I'm going to mean management. It's always management to come down to this. So, what do I mean by that? Let's switch out to a Power BI file and let's have a crack, eh? So here we are, one of the data sets we've done earlier. Hi, this was our fish one. Now, if you remember, right, if I was looking at this, and this is the kind of thing that I get all the time. So this is fish counts in the Tyne, most important river in the world. No other rivers really matter, do they? Right? Got some fish in the Tyne. Want to make some chips. Someone's going to find Gazza out fishing. He's always out fishing, that man. He's a little fishaholic. The main thing you've got to think through here is, what am I going to do with my data? So here we can see straight away, and I'm sure, didn't need to be a seasoned professional with me analytics, but I can tell you there's some seasonality in this data. We can see there's a definite trend where it comes up into July, peaks in July, and then drops back down. There's got some exceptions. So 2015 there was an exception with a little bit of a spike. In 2016, nothing to worry about though. Fundamentally, we can see there's a peak and then it slides back down again towards December. Not a worry. We could make sense of that. So I could sling some AI at this and we could say, oh, right, for 2020, this is what we project. This is what we predict. Right? I could spend me time, me effort and everything in it and come up with something, and it would say probably about the same for next year. Nothing special, nothing big about it. The problem that you have, right, and this is where the reality kind of hits, this is where the rubber meets the road that no one really wants to talk about, innit? So, I work for a big business, right, on the stock exchange, FTSE 100. Now, if we went and said, oh, Mr. LSE, London Stock Exchange, we predict next year we're going to do this, and that's our whole return. No one cares. What they want to know is, how did you actually do? So no matter what you're going to do, no matter how far you're going to push with your analytics or what's going to happen, it's never going to be your mainstream analytics. And that's not about anything else. It's just at some point that rubber has to meet the road and you have to show what you've done, because that's what it's about, isn't it? What's in the bank? What have we got in the warehouse? That's the realities of life. It's not about, well, we project we're going to have this, we predict we're going to have that. So, business intelligence, the side that everyone says, well, business intelligence is kind of past its sell-by date, isn't it? It's a bit like, anyone could do it. Unfortunately, it's here to stay. It's not going to disappear. And what that means is that those true data science projects people want to do, they're not going to be mainstream. They're never going to be that. We're going to replace business intelligence with a new data science platform. That's not to say data science can't feed down. And the way I look at it, this is my view, of course, it's, my Tuppence Tuesday, my views is it's all going to come back, or the way it works is it's like Formula One, isn't it? So Formula One has been doing lots of stuff, hasn't it? And developing and making things going better for us all. And yet none of us are out driving a Formula One car on the way to work, are they? I'm sure some people think they're driving a Formula One car, but you know what I mean. But some of them innovations have fed back down, and that's the key. Data science, the insights that are found for your business, what drives, where is the correlation, what actually is the important factors that we have to take into account to make the most of our business. How can we become a more prescriptive analytics organization? They're the edge cases, or not the edge cases, but they're not what you'd ever want to put in front of a senior manager. If you thought, right, I'm going to put in front of a CEO, this is what the machine tells what to do, you get laughed out of the house, man. And that's the problem straight away. At some point in a business, someone has to take accountability. Someone has to be responsible for it. And because of that, it's always going to hold back what data analytics and what capabilities are. So what you end up having to do is you end up spending a lot of time, a lot of effort building advanced data models to try and then explain and get one or two key individuals in a business onto your side to then be able to move it forward. But then to make it visible and present it out, you can't just present, well, this is one model, this is what's going to happen, this is what we're going to do, and look how we've followed it. You've got to really show the more traditional way. This is how we ran last month. This is what last month did. And it really, honestly, it gradually kills us. That's one of the things I hate about the life and the job that I would do. But at the same time, it's knowing that we can show the value add by doing these other bits of work on top of it. But it's not a case of just saying, oh, I'm going to learn all this data science stuff. I want to be all the best and do all this. Because the reality is, you can do all that, but unless you can get some manager to go and stand up there, and I'm sorry, this is the bit that everyone's going to find controversial, so cue the haters, oh, they hate me, everything like that. Unless you can get a manager who's confident enough and forward thinking enough to say, what I do today isn't perfect. And that is one of the most fundamental statements that people need to understand and be prepared to make for data analytics and for your deep learning, anything like that, to really show dividend. You've got to be prepared to say, do you know what? I know what I'm doing. I've got a good head on my shoulders. But I tell you what, there's some stuff I just didn't know. And I'm putting it out there. Let's see what they can say. And being prepared to take the input from your data analysts, from your data scientists, from your data community that you've got, and be prepared to reap them rewards. But you can only reap them rewards if you're prepared to start that conversation with, do you know what? I'm not the be-all and end all of this. I didn't know everything there is to know about my subject. Let us know what you think in the comments. Stay safe, everybody. Stay locked down. Whatever they've got going in your local area, make sure you follow the instructions. And I'll catch you all on Friday, aye? Take care.